Hello, lovely people. My name is Martin K, and today is another episode of News on the Spectrum. That's right. I hope you had a lovely Sunday. I had lovely Sunday already. It's close to the end because the day has only 24 hours, right? That's right. Okay. So today episode gonna be about UK. That's right, UK. United Kingdom. What do I know about United Kingdom? Well, it's United Kingdom is basically four countries: Wales, Scotland, England, and Northern Ireland. That's right. I know Scotland doesn't like being in UK that much, but they have no choice because England is rich. Yeah, England is rich because at a certain point they colonized like fucking one fourth of the whole planet. Yeah. The common joke is basically their cuisine was so great they decided to colonize majority of the countries to get some spices, and they decided not to use it. What else do I know about UK? You have a lot of Polish people there. That's right, and that's a very interesting fact. We send you all the thieves and drug dealers. Yeah, they're always saying like, "Oh, the best people are leaving the countries for UK." No, at least not in the Eastern European area. We can't just send you the guys who couldn't make it. They're still good, working most of the time. Some working legally, some working illegally, and some people working half legally, half illegally. What else do I know about UK? The capital is London. You won the war with Argentina for some reason. You always pretend that you're good at football, but you're losing everything. Yeah, you won a World Cup in like '66, which is like 1,000 years ago. Yeah, they even didn't play with ball back then. They play with rocks. Yeah, they were kicking the rock. What else do I know about UK? In general, it's a very popular country. British accent is the thing that makes the ladies going, yeah, let's go. Yeah, that's only for the ladies because for the guys, when we hear a British accent, we think you are a cunt. Oh yeah, and the main invention of UK is exactly English accents. Saying dumb shit with English accent makes you think smart. Therefore, I do think it's a useful invention. That's right. You can say something like, "Hey, the Earth is made out of cheese." But if you say, "Hey," but if you say, "Hey, the Earth is made out of cheese," people are like, this guy is talking really smart. Talking really smart. Earth is made out of cheese, really. I said moon or earth. Anyway, main point is British accent makes you makes you sound smart. I've been in UK. I've been in UK twice, like every Polish person, and I do not know if you guys are actually smart or you just pretending to be stupid. That's right. Let's go with the news then. Okay, the news. The first news are coming from the Economic Times. Panache. Oh, it's India Times actually. Oh yeah, by the way, England colonized India and treat them very horrible. And nowadays, I think Indian born or Indian people with Indian roots, Hindu roots, are owning the most property in UK. Therefore, the revenge is sweet, people. That's right. Okay, let's go with the news. A man eats his passport mid-air while companion tries to flush theirs. Oh shit, what kind of shitty passport you have to have? Bizarre in-flight stunt forces emergency landing after co-passenger panic. A Ryanair flight from Milan, Italy to London, UK was forced to make an emergency landing in Paris. Yeah, I know, guys. The news are about UK, but in the case of airplanes, we have to include other countries. In Paris, after two passengers' unusual action triggered widespread panic on board. According to a report by a New York Post, the incident occurred roughly 15 to 20 minutes into the flight after the seatbelt sign was turned off. I see, the guys were just waiting, like, you know what, I'm going to eat my passport when the lights go off. And they did. One man reportedly tore out pages of his passport and began eating them, alarming fellow travelers. while his companion attempted to flush his own passport down the airplane toilet. Those were some desperate people. Maybe, maybe you could just destroy it when you enter the airport, for instance. An anonymous passenger told the Daily Star that flight attendants tried to intervene. One attendant pleaded with the man, but why they tried to intervene? It's their own passport. Plane to open the restroom door, but he refused, heightening tension across the cabin. A public announcement from the crew, direct and urgent, only added to passengers' unease. The descent to Paris was the most terrifying 15 minutes of my life. You had to have a safe life then. Seriously. No, I have a trauma because someone ate their own passport. It's terrible. I cannot sleep. So, French authorities boarded on the aircraft, arrested two men, and conducted full search of, of the passengers' bags. The process took nearly 2 hours before the flight could resume its journey. Okay, so the motive is still unknown, and Ryanair said they have to pay extra for the luggage. They have to pay extra for eating their own fucking passports because you have to pay for everything in Ryanair. Like even if you want to have COVID, you have to pay extra. Okay, so the motives are unknown. So they try to investigate the motives. Even routine flights can turn into moments of high drama when strange and inexplicable behavior unfolds in the sky. Ooh, yeah, that was definitely a terrible flight. I would probably cry. I would probably cry. Okay, the second news. The news are coming from Wales Online. That's right. As I mentioned, UK is not only one country; it's a couple of countries. Wales is one of them. Therefore, we have news from Wales. Thieves who targeted Jamie Dodger factory stealing 20 pounds worth of treats are jailed. Oh, someone has a sweet tooth. Okay, so Anthony Egerton, Paul Price, Kieran Price, probably brothers, Stephen Burrow, and Aaron Walsh were sentenced at Cardiff Town. Okay, what happened? They stole biscuits, people. That's right. Dogs, biscuits. Biscuit thieves who targeted Jamie Dodger factory have been jailed for a total of more than 11 years. Some of the gang from Liverpool who calmly drove into Burton Food Factory and then out again with 20 pounds worth of threats shouted out, "Anyone wants a biscuit?" Okay, man, let's go. If you're a criminal, at least you can be smooth with it, right? As they were being led away to the cells. Uh-huh. So, how it heard how traffic and mobile cell sites helped track those involved in the drove. What happened? So one of them drove to Gatehouse, and where wagons wheels were also made at 2:50 a.m., telling the security guard it was his first visit here. Ooh. Wearing high visibility tabard, he was allowed through and went to the distribution office saying he had come for a load for Liverpool. Oh, lot of biscuits, lot of bullshit, if you ask me. At 3:10 a.m., he drove back towards the gatehouse and left, passing the guard who thought he had made a legitimate pickup. He had left one stolen trailer behind and taken another. 10,000 Jamie Dodger trailer was later found abandoned, and its entire stock of biscuits and other food had disappeared. Yes, the guys were drinking coffee. Uh, okay, so they have pretty severe sentences: 44 months, 38 months, 40 months, 28 months, 18 months, 36, whatever. Hmm. But why? Why they are still? They want to sell it, but it's 20,000 worth of fucking snacks. It's not something that you can live off for the rest of your life. Okay, so Edgerton and Paul Price also admitted handling out the theft of a tractor and trailer containing 4 to 3 pounds of a lager a month before the trip to. to the factory. Maybe they were organizing a party, the sweets, the beer. Maybe next stop was, salty sweets, salty sweets, some salty stuff, like crackers and stuff. Okay. Okay, so the numbers were played, it was recovered, they found him, uh, and they already were imprisoned and they couldn't adjust to civilian life. One of the guy was driving for 3 years after pleading guilty to driving while disqualified during months long crime spree. The guys were stealing food. Maybe they were hungry. They had some biscuits, they had some beers. All they need is football. Maybe they should stall a TV too. Watch some games where UK is gonna lose the World Cup final.
And now is the time for news from Czechoslovakia. Czechoslovakia still doesn't exist.
Okay, so we spoke about people who stole sweets from the factory. We spoke about people eating passports, and now we have news from BBC. That's right, gang guilty over 4.8 million gold toilet heist. That's right, they stole a gold toilet. Who gives a shit? Golden shit in that case. Okay. Gold. Why the fuck do you need a gold toilet for? It's the same toilet. It's all shit in it. A gang has been convicted. Sorry, my English is second grade, primary school. Convicted over the theft of the 4.8 million gold toilet from an exhibition at Blenheim Palace. Thieves smashed their way in and ripped out. Hello, police! They stole my toilet. Ripped out the functional toilet hours after a glamorous lounge party at the Oxfordshire. Yeah, Oxfordshire sounds like a name for a golden toilet. There are some hobbits, there are some wizards, and there are some gold toilets where you can take precious shit. Precious. Okay, so basically, what is happening? Hours after a glamorous lounge party, blah blah. Stately home, September 2019. Michael Jones was found guilty of planning the burglary. Fred Doe, Jane Doe, Fred Doe, let's go, was convinced of conspiring to sell the gold, while Bora Guchuk, Bora Guchuk, or Pakistani or Turkish, was cleared of the same charge. There's a photo of those guys. They do look like enjoyers of the good shit. The BBC can now reveal the full criminal history of the heist gang kingpin James Shin. Yeah, there's like this Godfather. They're like what was the this Mexican cartel leader, El Pacho? No, El Chapo. Yeah, El Chapo. And there is James Shin who stole a toilet. He has been jailed at least 6 times since 2005 and led organized crime groups that made more than 5 million from fraud and theft. Ooh, they stole more than one toilet. They started small, right? People, they started small. They started with Toy at the festival. You want to take a shit at the festival, but you couldn't because this gang stole the toy, right? And when they finally figured out there's not that money in toys, they decided to start stealing porcelain toilets. And now and then they decided to have bigger goals and found the gold toilets. Five men were seen on CCTV carrying out the heist, but only two, Shin and Jones, have ever been caught. Maybe because they were carrying the toilets. Within the days of the artwork called, um, oh, the artwork, oh, this was the artwork, people. It was called America. Had been broken up and sold on. The court heard. None of the gold has been recovered. Ooh, that's bad. Shin from Oxford pleaded guilty last year after the police found his DNA at the scene. What? They found the poop. They found some shit. Uh, he was described in the con as common demonite. Okay, gold fragments on in his clothing. He was described in court as the common denominator, having been charged with planning and transferring criminal property, as well as burglary. The 40-year-old has previous conviction of fraud, theft, and firearms offense. That's right, firearm offense. Okay, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else is okay? This article is actually pretty big. Not gonna lie, it's like 4 pages or some shit, and it's all about gold toilet and those guys stealing it. Okay, firearms offense was arrested weeks after heist, and he was released on bail. He continued his crime spree, including a similar ride 8 months later at the National Horse Racing Museum, where he stole gold and silver trophies, also never recovered. I'm pretty sure those trophies are in his toilet, in his bathroom. There is a golden toilet, horse racing trophies, and a gold medal from playing football as a kid. Okay, I'm gonna skip some of the details of the heist because I don't want you guys to break into my house and steal a toilet, right? I need my toilet seriously. Not like I'm spending all day on it, but still I need it. So, as the work of the art, the toilet weighed almost 100 kilograms, 216 pounds, and was insured 6 million. All right, so they will get the insurance, right? Mm, okay. What else? It's not known how the when the gang broke the toilet into smaller pieces or whether they melted the gold themselves. Maybe someone had a hot pee. Uh huh. And there was some gang and there was some money exchange. They found the guy and they don't know. Anyway, speaking of this shit, people just have a regular toilet, right? Don't have a. I don't want to blame the victim, but have a regular toilet. Seriously, you don't need a gold toilet. There is no use for that. Okay, and the last part of the news are coming from the Irish Sun, which I guess it's a part of the sun, the regular sun that's shining above us every day. Not just kidding, the shitty newspaper from UK. Okay, so call the police. Crooks making more money smuggling wood lice into UK than cocaine. Oh shit! What the fuck is a wood lice? Okay, are making fortune trafficking the latest weird pet obsession, wood lice. They buy exotic variants of the critters from countries like Vietnam and Thailand and sell it in Britain. The isopods may come, which come in many colors and have species nicknames like rubber ducky and panda king, can sell up to 50 pounds each. Each. So it's probably easy to transport them, right? I do not assume they're big. While buying and selling the invertebrates, Jesus Christ, what kind of word is that? Whatever. In the UK is legal. Non-native and endangered species are often sourced unethically from abroad. That's right. Someone took license from someone's head using plain package to evade export and import fees as customs and import checks. The sounds. There's people in those groups who told me that they used to sell cocaine, but now they're selling wood license isopods. Shit, wait a second. I need to check what the isopod is exactly. I have a brief idea what could be. Oh, all right. Oh fuck. Like sometimes you lift a rock in the woods, and there's those like little stuff with the like armor on it. Those little bugs. They are selling those. Okay, so they used to sell cocaine that is supposed because they make more money in whalers risk. Well, on the other hand, yes, and probably less crime on the street. I never heard the gang war over wood lices. Claire Goodwin from Bugs and Beyond said some species are under threat of extinction due to pet trade destroying their home. Defra said a license was needed to import I'm not gonna say this word. It's to invertebrate whatever. Yeah, exactly. This is the word. This is exactly the word how you read it. Well, anyone caught releasing non-native species into prosecutors. That's right, people. So keep in mind, if you want to deal with bugs, you need a license. It's still better than selling cocaine. You're not going to go to jail for 20 years, all right? The party probably not going to be that good. But on the other hand, hey, you're going to have a cool collectible item, a bug in your house. That's right. All right, people, that was the news from the UK. I hope you enjoyed it. My name is Martin K, and if you have news from your country, there is an email in the description. So, yeah, all right, people, take care. See ya.